taxpayers do have an obligation after registration? The answer is yes. Okay? So, ano-ano ba yung dapat i-comply pagdating sa after the registration? You can actually see this slide. Ito yung sample ng BIR Form 2303. Ang tawag dito is Certificate of Registration. Okay, wherein you can find your TIN number, the name of the business, kung kailan ka nagpa-register, the address, at saka ito, yan, yung tax type. Okay, yung tax type, dyan mo makikita ano-ano ba yung returns or taxes na dapat mong kinukomplyan sa BIR. Okay, so sa sample na to, meron yan income tax. So dapat nagpapile ako ng income tax. Value added tax. So dapat meron akong VAT return. Okay? At saka yung payment ng registration fee. Okay. So sa ibang senaryo, makikita ka mas marami doon. Kasi makikita mo pa expanded withholding tax on compensation. Expanded withholding tax at saka withholding tax on compensation. So may mga ibang requirements. Pero doon pa rin sa portion na yon makikita yung requirements. Okay? So for the taxpayers, ito yung pag-usapan natin yung mga BIR forms. Actually, BIR forms are actually printed based on codes. May codes din sila. Kapag ang form ng BIR starts with 25, that represents their form for business taxes. Okay? So kanina nakita ko nabanggit ko yung BIR 2303. BIR certificate. So lahat ng nagsisimula sa 23 is certificate issued by the BIR. So kung maranaman mo 2307, 2306, yan, puro certificate yan, galing sa BIR. Pag 25, business tax. Pag 50, that represents VAT, okay? M stands for monthly. Kaya 2550M is your business tax for value-added tax monthly. Okay? Yun namang 2550Q is your business tax for VAT on a quarterly basis. Okay? So, saan sila nagkakaiba? So, yung isa monthly, yung isa quarterly. The deadline of filing for the monthly VAT is actually on or before the 20th day of the following month. While yung 2550Q, on the 20th day of the following month, after the taxable quarter, tama. Kasi ganito yan. Sa 2550M, ang pinafile mo dyan yung monthly transactions. When it comes to quarterly, ang pinipresent mo, 3. Okay? That is the reason why medyo extended yung deadline niya. Kasi sa monthly, halimbawa January, February, March. So sa monthly, magpe-prepare ka ng January. For the monthly return. Tapos sa February, monthly return. Yung March, hindi mo na kailangang mag-file ng 2550M. Kailangan mo ang ipa-file mo sa kanya is yung quarterly return. Okay, ano ang ipipresent mo doon? Yung 3 buwan. Okay? 3 buwan na sales, 3 buwan na purchases. Okay? Sa baba, andun yung VAT payable. Tapos, ililes mo doon yung payments mo for the first 2 months. So, in effect, ang babayaran mo talaga is yung monthly payments mo for March only. Okay? Presentation lang nagkaiba. Doon sa monthly, isang buwan lang. Sa quarterly, 3. And then, ililes mo yung payments mo ng previous months. Bakit ganun ang ginawa ng BIR? First, BIR, kasi since it's on the 20th, there are possible na nagbigay sila ng allowances for errors in reporting. Baka nagkamali ka, baka meron kang hindi na i-report. Doon sa quarterly, i-correct mo na para wala kang penalty. Okay, kaya in-extend din nila yung deadline ng 5 days. Okay, so ano pa? Quarterly summary list of sales and purchases, otherwise known as the VAT Relief Program. Noon po kasi, dati ito, hindi mandatory to everyone. But since last year, January 2012, okay, lahat ng VAT taxpayers was required to submit this VAT relief. Dati may mga threshold pa. Dati kapag ka ang sales mo nag-exceeds ng nag-reach na ng 2.5 million, saka ka lang makakwalify to submit this. Tapos pagka purchases kapag 1 million pataas. Pero ngayon, kahit wala ka sa threshold na yon, you have to submit a summary list of sales and purchases for the quarter. Okay, so pag hindi po nagbayad dito, syempre, penalty. Okay, magkano? Mahabang discussion. Okay, so for non-VAT registered taxpayer, okay, ang pagkakaiba lang nila yung BIR form. So yung 25 is business tax, 51 represents percentage tax, M stands for monthly pa rin. So it is the BIR form for business tax on percentage tax monthly. So 2551M. Okay? And it is also filed and paid on or before the 20th day of the following month. Okay? So sa percentage tax ba, may quarterly din? Okay? Actually, meron. Pero hindi lahat is required. Ang nire-require lang siya, there are some parang certain industries lang na nire-require ng percentage, quarterly percentage tax filing. Ano-ano yon? Usually yung mga related sa gambling, mga high alay, horse racing, yan mga I think yung, anong ba tawag dun sa sabungan? Cockpit ba yun? Parang ganyan. So yun mga nire-require nila. Pero kasi sila yung mga certain din na industries na mas mataas ang percentage tax. In fact, it can go even up to 60% of their sales. Oo, kasi it's actually gambling. Okay, so for registered withholding agents naman. So kanina, yung business tax. Pag-usapan naman natin, kanina, pinag-usapan natin yung mode of collecting tax. Nag-withhold ka. Siyempre, pag ikaw nag-withhold, you have the responsibility to remit it naman sa BIR. Hindi pwedeng nag-withhold ka ng tax sa mga empleyado mo, tapos sa'yo na yon. Hindi na yun, kumbaga, you become a withholding agent by the BIR, so you have the liability, okay, or the responsibility to remit it back. Okay? So, ano-ano yung mga forms na yon? Okay? So, sa monthly withholding tax returns, okay, kung kanina yung 2.5 is business tax, pag nakita mo sa form ng BIR naman ay 16, okay, 16 represents withholding tax. Okay, 01, okay, 1601C is for compensation. Okay, kaya withholding tax for compensation. Yung 1601E represents naman expanded withholding tax. Okay, what does yung 01 stands for? 1 month lang kasi. So monthly, kaya 1601C, 1601E. And the deadline for this is actually on or before the 10th day of the following month. Okay. So paano ba itong deadline? What if the deadline falls on a Sunday or falls during a holiday? Okay, kailan ba yung deadline yan? Would it be before the deadline or a day after the deadline? Okay, the answer is actually parang the working day, the next working day after the supposed deadline. So kung Sunday siya nagpatak, dapat ma-file mo siya on Monday. So that Monday becomes your deadline on the 11th. Okay, kung Saturday naman siya, yung 10, so yun, 12, which is Monday. Basta yung susunod na working day. So, but be very careful, okay, when it comes to filing your return. Ako, I suggest, don't do it yung last 2 minutes. Okay? Ang mga Pilipino kasi mahilig sa last 2 minutes eh. Yung kung kailan deadline, saka magpapile, magbabayad. Pero ako kasi, ayoko na ng ganon. Because I was able to experience that na parang nakalimutan ko magbayad on the deadline. Parang it happens during when I was in a Japanese firm. Nagkaroon ng election. And election time is always yung first Monday ng May. Nagkataon yung it falls on May 10. So, yun yung deadline ng BIR. So, yung company namin, knowing na marami ang mga nasa provinces, dineclare nila yung next working day to be a company holiday, yung 11. So, I was thinking, lahat ng company sa Pilipinas or yung buong Pilipinas is also a holiday. So, nung 12, nag-file ako ngayon ng return, na-penalize na kami. Bakit? Kasi late na siya ng 1 day. And actually, since yung amount of tax then was 1.5 dapat ang i-remit, we were penalized. We were actually asked to parang pay a penalty of 475,000 for 1 day late. At simula nung araw na yon, isinumpa ko na po ang mag-file sa araw ng deadline mismo. So usually, yun ang ginagamit kong KPI kung tawagin sa office namin, yung parang key performance indicator, na dapat ang target namin is to file the returns at least a day before the deadline. Bakit? Para pag may problema, meron ka pang allowance to correct. Okay? Kasi kapag ikaw, deadline na, tapos may problema, okay? Kung tutuusin, sorry for the word, pero nakakaawa ka. Unang-una, mukha kang basang sisiw doon na nasa RDO office ka, nakikiusap ka, na pagbigyan ka, na wag kang impose ng penalties. Pasaway na dating mo, mukha ka pa talagang tanga. And it's not a good feeling at all. It's not a good feeling at all. In fact, wala namang nagbabawal na wag kang magbayad before. Yun nga sinabi dito on or before. Okay, so mas maganda, you have to discipline yourself to file, wag yung last minute. Yun lang, hanggat maaari. So, for registered withholding agents, kung may monthly filing ng withholding tax, meron din bang annual? Of course. Okay, ano yung form? It is 1604 CF. Okay, 04 kasi 4 quarters. So, 1604 CF stands for Compensation and Final Tax. Hindi ko na lang nalagay kanina yung 1601F. Pero yung 1601F is the form for final withholding tax. Nabanggit ko kasi kanina na merong final withholding tax. But actually, hindi naman lahat kasi required mag-file nun. Kapag ano lang yan, on a per transaction basis, hindi talaga siya yung monthly, regular na pinafile. So sa 1604 CF, it is the annual information return for income taxes withheld for compensation and final tax, kaya CF. And it is actually filed on or before January 31. Okay? So that's for compensation and final withholding tax. BIR Form 1604E naman is annual information return for creditable income tax. Ito naman yung sa expanded. Okay? And it is filed on or before March 1. Okay? So itong pagkakaiba lang kung bakit 1604 CF, bakit hindi pa ginawang CEF, or bakit hiniwalay pa yung 1604E. Okay? It is because yung 1604E, remember that on January, the books or your financial statements are not yet audited. Okay, so yung audit kasi is conducted in between January to April. So dyan, binibigyan ka ng government a chance na ma-audit mo muna yung books para ma-correct mo whatever or ma-repeat po sa kanila yung necessary withholding taxes na dapat mong niremit sa BIR. Okay, but nevertheless, these are just reportorial requirements. Wala pong babayaran dyan. Parang itong 1604 CF is just the summary of your 1601C at saka 1601F. Ito namang 1604E is the summary of your 1601E. Okay. Kaya ngayon, kailan may babayaran dyan? Eh, syempre, pag nag-file ka ng late. So, meron ka ng penalty. Pero kung ayaw mo magbayad, better do it on or before the necessary deadline. So, meron ding requirements. Di ba kanina may book of accounts, yung sinasabi ko, yung mga ledgers. Kailangan ba din niyang mag-stamp o i-re-stamp on an annual? The answer actually is yes. Okay? Okay? So, for calendar year, okay, sa dalawa kasi ang calendar year sa accounting. Yung accounting period sa accounting. Merong calendar year at saka fiscal year. Okay. Pag calendar year, ibig sabihin, ang pagkaano lang yan, calendar, January to December. So, meaning to say, if you are under a calendar year, your operation start from January 1 and ends December 31. Other than that, fiscal year. Tanong, kailan naman nag-fiscal year? Meron bang ganon? Ang weird naman. Actually, meron din. Example, schools. Okay, most schools actually are operating under a fiscal year accounting period. Kasi nag-start sila on June 1 and then ends May 31 of the next year. So, it's still 1 year. Fiscal ang tawag doon. Okay. So, for calendar years, year na taxpayer, the books are actually required to be stamped on or before December 29. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-deadline. Kasi dati noon, every year dapat nagpapatatak ka ng libro for a certain year. But there was a regulation that was issued na sinabi nila na no need to restamp kung ang book of accounts mo ay hindi pa puno. Okay, bakit? Kasi napansin nila, taon-taon, mayroong nagpapastamp ng book of accounts. Pero tingnan mo kung may laman. Wala. So ngayon, bago ka magpatatak, tinitingnan nila to ensure na everything is recorded. Dapat, bago ka magpatatak ng bago, dapat mayroon siyang laman. So, requirements for naman taxpayers using fiscal year. Okay? Actually, ganun din. Ang kaibahan lang yung deadline. Okay, why? Kasi yung isa, December 29. So, kung ikaw ang fiscal year, yung a month before the end of your fiscal year. So, kung kanina, sa example ko, nag-start siya ng June 1 and ends on May 31, dapat you have your book stamp on April 30. Kasi fiscal year ka. Sa book of accounts kasi, meron tinatawag na manual book of accounts. But there are some taxpayers who opted to have a computerized accounting system or loose leaf account. Ito yung mga ang nag-generate na is, halimbawa, if you are familiar with the QuickBooks or MYOB, yung mga software packages na nabibili na lang dyan sa market, pwede din yon. But you have to seek approval also from the BIR. You cannot just use it na on your own. Pwede siguro internal kung you don't have intentions to have it registered, pero you still have to maintain your manual book of accounts. Okay? Pero kung gusto mong yun din, kasi wala ka naman tinatago at gusto mo naman talagang ipakita, no, you have just to apply it with the BIR for permit. Okay? So ito, yung mga loose leaf, ibig sabihin, you are required to print it lang and then have it bookbind, naka-hardbound. And the deadline for that is on or before January 15. So, ipasasabit mo pa rin siya. Yung manual kasi ng Book of Accounts, journal na siya Naka, siya, diba? Parang isang libro na siya. Ito, naka-loose leaf, i-compile mo lang siya and have it hardbounded. I-compile mo lang siya. So, for loose leaf forms of receipts and invoices, it should be accompanied by an affidavit. Okay? So, yung libro na yon na hardbound mo, meron lang siyang nakadikit na affidavit. Ano yon? Ito yung naglalagay kung pang ilang volume siya, ilang pages, okay? Para alam na yun yung pinapa-receive mo sa BIR. Kasi pwedeng anuhin mo din yun, di ba? Ito lang pala, tapos dinagdagan mo kasi kulang. So, kailangan mo ng affidavit. And this is filed on or before the end of the calendar year or fiscal period. So, kasabay na ng libro. Okay, note, late registration or renewal of books of accounts shall be subjected to corresponding penalty under RMO 1-90 as amended by RMO 19-2007. So in short, basta tatandaan nyo lang, kada malilate ka or you fail to file a return, meron ka laging sakit, magkakasakit ka, okay? It will stand for SIC, okay? So, pag hindi ako nagbayad ng BIR, makakasakit ako kasi masasubject ka sa surcharge, sa interest, at sa compromise penalty. Okay, pag sinabi mong surcharge, ito yung 25%. Ibig sabihin, penalty mo yon for late payment. Okay, bakit? Hindi ka nagbayad eh. So, meron kang penalty for late payment, 25%. Yung I-interest is your penalty for the loss, cost of money. Supposedly, nakadeposito na sa bangko at nag-earn na sana siya ng interest, o bayaran mo na lang sa BIR kasi na-late ka. Okay. Ano naman yung compromise penalty? Remember that filing your returns is your obligation. Okay? And non-filing of that is tantamount to a criminal violation. So, isa pong criminal violation ang hindi magbayad ng tax. So, kumbaga, yung compromise penalty is your parang kung iaalaw akong tawagin in common terms, bail mo, parang piyansa mo para mawala na yung criminal liability mo. Okay? For non-filing the return. Kaya laging 3. Kasi marami nagtatanong bakit ang dami. Okay? So, SIC. Kaya sabi ko, para kang magkakasakit. Sa dami, magkakasakit ka na. No? So, yan. So, yung compromise penalty, there are some events na parang ang tatanungin mo, paano kung wala naman akong transaction? Ano ipapile ko? O, di zero. But you have to file. Hindi pwedeng, wala naman akong operations, ayos lang. No. Bakit? Kasi, once you registered, nasa database ka na ng BIR. And monthly, nag-generate na yan. Lahat ng mga hindi mo na-i-file at na-i-file mo. So, every time na hindi ka nakapag-file, magkakaroon ka ng open case. Yun yung, kung naririnig yung word na open case, na pag sinabi sa inyo, ay, hindi ka pwedeng mag-transact nito. Bakit? Kasi may open case ka. Ang ibig lang sabihin nun, may mga returns kayo na dapat final, pero hindi nyo final. Okay. So, what if meron naman akong open case, pero nag-file ako, pero hindi pala nasa database ng BIR. Pwede din yon. You just have to present them the original file na pinareceive mo sa kanila. Iano naman nila yon. Iko-correct naman nila for as long na may proof ka at justification that you filed it on time. Other than that, kung wala ka maipresent, penalty pa rin siya. Yan. So, what are the other requirements for annual naman? So, kung meron tayong monthly, meron tayong quarterly, syempre, meron ding annual. Okay? For individual taxpayers, okay, we are actually required to file income tax also. Okay? So, yung income tax is filed every quarter and annual. Okay? Yung quarterly, 1701Q. So, kung sa BIR forms na pinag-uusapan natin, 17 represents income tax. Okay. O1 is for individual taxpayers. Q is for quarterly. Okay. Kailan ang deadline yan? Actually, generally, ang deadline ng quarterly returns for individual taxpayers is 45 days after the end of the taxable quarter. Pero by some, I think, mistake, yung first quarter ng individual is filed kasabay nung annual return, which is April 15. Okay? April 15, ito yung 1701 na palagi yung pinagagawa sa annual at yung deadline ay April 15. Okay? So, yan yung ano. So, BIR Form 1701 represents your annual income tax return and it is filed on or before April 15. Okay? The other naman is for corporations and partnerships. So, kung yung kanina 1701 is individual, 1702 is for partnership and corporation. Okay. Q, quarterly pa rin siya. And it is, and the deadline of this is on or before the 60th day of the following month after the end of the taxable quarter. Okay, so be very careful lang sa nung 60 kasi there are, hindi mo pwedeng sabing 2 months tapos last day. Kasi there are months na may 31, may 29, so minsan marami nagkakamali dyan na napapa-file a day late dahil lang dun sa bilang nung 60 or 45. Okay? So yung 1702 naman represents the annual income tax return for corporation and partnership. So ito pa rin yun, yung April 15, okay, na pinafile natin every year. So I think that's the end for our second part of business taxation for entrepreneurs.